Hi, good morning to all of you. Jai Hind. I welcome you to this session. This is Powered 500. Now, we all were starting or thinking about this program. That's something that could be very useful for this year prelims examination. And we thought of Powered 500. These are the Powered 500 topics that are going to be somewhere reflected into your paper. So just have some concentration over these topics. Maybe I'm trying to give you the topics also. You can do your research, but I'll also give you some pointers over it. This is Chandramouli in front of you, and I welcome you to this largest platform. This is your Let's Crack UPSC CSE, and this is the English channel. On 27th of March, we have the Civil Services Championship. So the people out there, please try to enroll in this Civil Services Championship, and you would be really finding this very fascinating, as thousands of them would be sitting aspirants, and you can then assess what is your rank and what is your score in this. So I would just want you to maybe take part in this, and you can take this enrollment using the code of CMC so that I can get your scorecard. I can get your scorecard. And the people out there who have cleared mains examination this year, they are requested, maybe if you want to take the benefits out of this, one of the best training programs for mock interviews are conducted and interviews, you can try to have this, the Last Mile program. And the light subscription is 28 tests in 3149, and this is 56 tests in 4409. You can take part in this also. If you need me as your mentor, not only talking about the mentorship, but mentorship plus support that I wanted to give, you have to enroll into Iconic subscription using my code of CMC. And if you feel like that it is you don't want to give the money in the one go, you can try to have some EMIs being made, and that is a flexible tenure that you can make for yourself. 0% interest rate and 0 processing fee, approval in 2 hours, minimal paperwork that you can do there. Powered 500 session 2 is already here. Chandramouli sir for UPSC is my Telegram channel. So try to subscribe to this so that you can be getting all the updates regarding whatever is happening here. So I would like to start this session with a positive thing, and that goes like Udyamen hi siddhyanti karyani na manorathai. That means you only desiring or wishing something is not going to set your desire come true. You will have to work hard, and that work hard has been redefined today as work hard plus smart work. So you will have to be smartly acting to the things. As we saw yesterday, I gave you 2 topics. One was India-China, and I gave you some of the probable things that could be asked there. Today, let's talk about, so we have already done Nilang Valley, we have done Milam Glacier, we have seen Vyas Valley, we have seen the Sharda River, we have seen India-China border at Arunachal Pradesh, we have seen the Sikkim part, we have seen the Doklam. India-Israel, I told you that it is important for this year, maybe for many reasons. 30 years has already come by. A lot of dynamics that are going on today, it can be very much helpful. Okay. I also gave you about Gita, that is Global Innovation and Technology Alliance. We also talked about the Israel and its boundary. So we have done India, China, India, Israel. Today we shall talk about India, Central Asia, Bangladesh, and alternatives to BRI. A direct question that can come. When I talk about India and Central Asia, something that is again very important, that is Central Asian Summit. For the first time, India hosted the first India Central Asia Summit in virtual format. So those were the times when the people would not be going out. So we had this virtual format. But the question is not on this. The question is, I find it very interesting when I discuss Central Asia. They are today, maybe because of the Ukraine issue also going on, they have again gained that relevance, and they could ask you certain questions on the boundaries of it. And very confusing, mind you, very confusing they are. If I talk about the 5 countries, these are Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, and Tajikistan. So in your head, you can try to fit it in this manner. No, you have K, then you have UK, and then you have TT. K, UK, and TT. So maybe in this fashion, you can just try to remember what is the arrangement of these countries. So you have Kazakhstan, you have Uzbekistan, you have Kyrgyzstan, you have Turkmenistan, and you have Tajikistan. So maybe in this fashion, you can try to remember in your head that, okay, Kazakhstan is the big one, then K, UK, TT. K, UK, TT. That is fine. Also, I would like to add to this, where are the boundaries being made? Where are the boundaries being made? And in this, I get a very important point, and that is the Caspian Sea. Caspian Sea is really very important for this year again. And when I see Caspian Sea, I totally understand that the 2 rivers that I must remember it, and these are your Ural, the Volga that are coming here. The Ural and the Volga that is falling in the Caspian Sea. But the question could be, which all Central Asian countries are touching Caspian Sea? Now here maybe you all can get confused about this, but do remember, if my arrangement is K, UK, TT, Uzbekistan or U does not touch Caspian Sea. It is only two such Central Asian countries, mainly Kazakhstan, a big chunk. So the north we have Kazakhstan, the east we have Kazakhstan, and as we come down, it is Turkmenistan. It is Turkmenistan that touches it. So when it comes to Caspian Sea, it is only your Kazakhstan that touches Caspian Sea along with Turkmenistan. So you have KCT only, U is not there, Uzbekistan is not there. That should be there in your head. K, UK, TT. Caspian Sea is not touched by any other Central Asian country but Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan. So it is, as a sense, Caspian Sea is K2. You can remember it K2. If you can, K2, that means Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan. That if you can remember. K2, that means they are willing to maybe can have this mnemonic, maybe they want to cut this Caspian Sea or sort of that. K2, that is Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan touching the Caspian Sea. A very important and a very relevant this sort of piece of information that you can have with you. Fine with you? Okay. Now another thing is, there is another sea that is called as the Aral Sea. Now Aral Sea, we all can understand it has really been now problematic. A lot of problems are already going upon it. So Aral Sea is here. The Aral Sea is here. And this Aral Sea, if you see, is just sharing the border between your Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, in between you can see your Aral Sea. You can see your Aral Sea. So Caspian Sea was K2. K2. Now this is, if you can remember it this way, Kazu. Kazu. That is Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. So K2 is Caspian Sea and Aral Sea, if you have to remember, it is Kaju. That is Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. So only two countries that are sharing the border with Aral Sea, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. And Aral Sea has been very important, no? The Sir Darya and Amu Darya, so they actually have been utilized so much that this Aral Sea is now left, I think, in a very dilapidated status. So a question has already come over this, that Aral Sea is actually losing its ground. Lot of usage of industrial water, a lot of things going on here. So it is just on the verge of getting extinct totally. Somewhat water still remains there. This is Aral Sea, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. I hope if this is fine with you, I also want you to see some more thing. And that is, if you just want to talk about this map, I want to show you an arrangement. On the world map, maybe sometime I'll show you. But I wanted to show you a line, and that is this. A very important thing that has been discovered, and that is, now this is something that I want to give you so that it is there in your head. When I am at Astana, Kazakhstan, and I drop myself from there, I reach to Tashkent. I even go down, I can reach to Dushanbe. And if I see, the three of them also have been marked by another line of intersection, and that is Bishkek, Tashkent, Ashgabat. Bishkek, Tashkent and Ashgabat. Bishkek, Tashkent and Ashgabat. So these three are also in the same line, as you can see. As also you can see Astana, Tashkent and Dushanbe. So just I am removing these lines and you can just see where are these located. Please see now. So if people ask, which is the northern one, the northernmost, you have Astana here. Then you have Bishkek. Then you have Tashkent, and almost they would be similar, but Dushanbe would be somewhat latitudinally high. But this would not be a question on this. So Astana is for Kazakhstan. Bishkek is for Kyrgyzstan. So you can reach from Bishkek to Tashkent easily. Uzbekistan, Tashkent. And then you have Ashgabat, Turkmenistan. Tajikistan is Dushanbe. And you can have it in this manner. The Astana, Tashkent and Dushanbe. And you can have this in this manner, maybe Bishkek, Tashkent and Ashgabat. I hope this is fine with all of you. Is this fine? Bishkek, Tashkent and Ashgabat. So if I ask you a question now, where do you feel, or which of these important cities are most near or are nearest to India? What would you say? Which of these are nearest to India? Which one? What would you say here? Anyone would like to say something? Which could be nearest to India? Which could be nearest to India? Anyone? Which could be nearest to India? What would you say? Anyone saying anything? Which would be nearest to India? No one? I think that is Dushanbe. That is Dushanbe. Dushanbe. It is Dushanbe. So Dushanbe is the capital of Tajikistan, nearest to India. Dushanbe. And then you have Ashgabat in Turkmenistan. This is Tashkent in Uzbekistan. Bishkek is for Kyrgyzstan. And you have your Astana as Kazakhstan. So they could ask you a few questions on this. Which all the countries or which of the countries touch your Caspian Sea? Do remember it is Katu. Katu. That is your Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan. And for Aral Sea, you have to remember Kazu. That is Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. So I think maybe if you have this in your head, you will be easily recognizing it. And if they ask you the northernmost city, this would be Astana. You can reach to Tashkent and Dushanbe in this fashion. Bishkek, Tashkent and Ashgabat also make a line. You can just see they also make a line. And this line, I must tell you, it is going to pass through many such important capitals. I'll show you on some map one day. But this passes through very important cities. Astana, Tashkent, Dushanbe, Bishkek, Tashkent and Ashgabat. So this is the format that you can remember. And do also remember, one question if they ask you is upon this geography part, or they could ask you, there is an India Central Asia Center where it would open up. So it is New Delhi. So set up in New Delhi, which could act as the secretariat for the India Central Asia Summit. So we are opening up this India Central Asia Center in New Delhi that can also act as a secretariat to India Central Asia Summit. I hope this is fine with all of you. Let's move on to another part. And this again becomes important. India, Bangladesh. So 1971, something happened. 1971, something happened or what? I could remember something happened 1971. Do you also remember? So I'm picking up those topics now where the probable questions might lie. So maybe your 1971, 72, 62, 92, something happened in 1971 also I could remember. And because of that something happened, and just now in December itself we had some sort of honor giving ceremony also. So please understand, this is your India-Bangladesh border and you have to see few things here. The largest on land border is between India and Bangladesh only. For India and Bangladesh only, not for other countries. I'm talking about of all the neighboring countries, it is Bangladesh that makes the longest on land border. And I just want you to pay attention towards few things. If I start from West Bengal, that makes a very good border. Just see, a very good border. This is so huge a border. This is so long a border. And you can imagine the history is behind this. The history has made it like this. So you can see West Bengal making such an amazing and long border with the Bangladesh. Then it comes as Assam here. Assam has got an entry point here. You have Meghalaya, then Meghalaya. Again Assam would come. So Assam makes border with Bangladesh twice. So it is twice that Assam is making border with Bangladesh. Maybe they could try to ask you this. So we have West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, again Assam, and then comes your Tripura. And then comes your Mizoram also. So try to fit this in your mind, the northeastern pattern. This is Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland. Mizoram is this extent that protrudes out, touches your Bangladesh and Myanmar. This is Mizoram part. The Mizo Hills, the Lushai Hills, the Blue Mountains are here. So this is Tripura and this is Mizoram. So above you have Manipur, Nagaland, that they don't touch Bangladesh. It is only two things. From here, if you get, these are Tripura and Mizoram. If I come above, Assam is here, Meghalaya, again Assam. So Assam is counted once only, but I'm showing you that there are two openings to Assam. One is here and one is here. Meghalaya, again, the whole base of Meghalaya is touching your Bangladesh. And West Bengal has really made a very long one, a long border. So keep this in your mind. Of all this, it is only these two that are there. Fine. Shall we go ahead now? Okay. Now, two more things that I want you to remember, and that is, if you could remember this, Build Back Better World B3W by G7. By G7. Fine. Build Back Better World by G7. And this is again very important because please understand, we are to encounter. So this is the next topic that I am doing, and I just want to feed in your head some pointers that I want to give you. The first one is we have this BRI. So BRI is the Belt and Road Initiative by China, where it is trying to invest a lot of things. And it is having a lot of investment there in the sense other countries are also coming and taking stake in it. So BRI is important in the sense that maybe India is apprehensive about this BRI. But other countries, they are coming and investing a lot of things in BRI. So they want this infrastructure to be developed. But we are not happy with the territory problem. We are not happy with actually the debt trap that China puts the people in. So we are not happy with this project. And hence we can try to come up with some other alternatives, not started by us, but B3W is where India is actually seeing a lot of things. Build Back Better World by G7. Build Back Better World by G7. Do remember, a direct question will come. Build Back Better World is by G20. They would ask you in this fashion. They would ask you, Build Back Better World is by G20. I hope you can understand by this time, it is G7 that has again tried to find out some catalyzing process to maybe get a lot of funds and look for infrastructural development. So do remember this. Build Back Better World will be a direct question in your paper. It is by G7. Do remember this. It's an approach to collectively catalyze funds for infrastructure development. So for what it is? Infrastructure development for low and middle income countries. So G7 is already those countries that are highly developed. They want to focus upon the infrastructure development for low and the middle income countries. So again, the second question is that they want to have infrastructure development in the high developed world? Not at all. So it is for low and middle income countries. Plus, how would they get the fund is they would mobilize some bilateral funds, some multilateral funds, as well as the private sector also. So they are going to get a lot of things. Maybe a lot of financing development or aids could come to them. Maybe bilaterally, maybe multilaterally. The private people are going to give a lot of funds there. So they can arrange a lot of funds from this side. And there are few areas that are to be focused upon. The first one among them is the climate part. The climate is something that is actually focused by this B3W, Build Back Better World. And it all, if you try to understand, after this pandemic time also, India again got a lot of maybe zeal to join this, just to have a revival of the world that we used to know, or maybe the better world that we want to make now. Climate is one of those topics. Health and health security, digital technology, and gender equity and equality. So do remember this. B3W is trying to make a better world, and in that better world you should have gender equity and equality. So that gender equity and equality will be across all the sectors. So gender equity and equality is something that you must see here. They could directly ask you, B3W is by what? G7. Funding is private also, and maybe the bilateral multilateral arrangements. Third, climate will be one of the focus areas, plus digital technology, health security, gender equality and equity is also going to be one of the major focus areas of B3W, that is Build Back Better World. Okay. Now the EU strategy is an offshoot of the Build Back Better World initiative, that is Global Gateway. Again, EU, that is your European Union, it has again started another initiative in order to garner more funds. So under this Build Back Better World, EU has come out with another approach, and that is Global Gateway. So do not confuse here. B3W is by G7 and Global Gateway is by EU. So again, they could try to give you which of the pairs are correctly matched. BRI, China, B3W, EU, Global Gateway, G7. They could give you this way. You have to understand, Build Back Better World is by G7 and Global Gateway is by EU. Global Gateway is by EU. A direct question, you will see a direct question, maybe what I feel is. From IR, they don't ask you difficult questions. They ask you questions that are very much in front of you. So Global Gateway by EU is there. Okay. Funding, again, the same pattern would be there. So the banks also, for example, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the private funds, member states, all are going to fund here. So the question cannot be made here. I do understand these both are going to have private funds also, and from the maybe their member states or maybe some multilateral or bilateral arrangements, they are going to have this. So the question cannot be made there. Now, question can be made on the area of focus. So again, digital you can see here also, digital you saw here also. Climate you saw here also, climate here also. Health you saw here also, health is here also. Now see, transport is something that you did not see here, but transport is something that is coming actually here. So transport in the global gateway thing, you have transport as one of the focus areas, and then you have education and research sectors. It is transport and education and research sectors that are more maybe towards the global gateway part, or in global gateway you have 5 focused areas. Digital sector is same, climate is same, health is same, but the two things that are differing is one is transport and another is education and research sector. While Build Back Better World focus upon gender equity and equality and also focus upon digital technology. So one thing that is for sure, if it is gender equity and equality, it is going to be your Build Back Better World, B3W. And if it is about your transport, global gateway, you can understand gateway as the name itself suggests, no, that you are going to have some sort of transportation also coming in it. Fine. So I think European Commission has announced a plan called Global Gateway. So again, this is about your European world only, European Commission or European Union. The question is, do remember, Global Gateway is not by your G7, is not by your G20. And Build Back Better World, the developed countries want the low and the middle income countries to have more of infrastructure. Maybe we can go into this analysis also sometime for mains. But for the timing, do remember, it is G7 that is so much interested about low and middle income countries. And history has been knowing that they have always been interested in these countries only. So Global Gateway is by EU and Build Back Better World is by G7. And recently European Commission announced that no, Global Gateway will be mobilizing a lot of funds, Euro 300 billion by 2027, public-private infrastructure investment around the world. So the PDF you will be getting. What I am doing is, no, after every 50 topics, I will give you PDF. After every 50 topics, I will give you PDF. Will that do with you? So I'll just remove these things. No, so whatever is there in the starting, no, I'll have to remove that. I'll remove this and then I'll give it to you. So this is again, I just wanted to give you 3 topics today. On a daily basis, we are going to do this, and we are going to bring about at least, I would say 500 topics minimum. Few, if I feel more, will be coming on a daily basis. Somewhat around, I would take around 7 to 10 topics on a daily basis. I'm just building the pace for you all so that you all can be present and do this. Is it fine with all of you? Fine with all of you. So by this time, I have given you 5 topics: India, China, India, Israel, India, Central Asia, India, Bangladesh, and alternatives to BRI. So this is your B3W, and you have your global gateway. These are very important ones for this year, and so that maybe just try to have a look towards it. Is it fine? So let's meet tomorrow at 9 with more topics. I'm building up the pace. So today 3, tomorrow 7, and then 10, and then 10 topics we do each day. It requires some time also to do this research, so I'll do this. Okay, fine. So let's meet tomorrow then. Thank you so much. Take care and Jai Hind, and just listen to a few of the things that I have to mention. Okay, so we have this plus subscription. If you want to take 433 per month, if you apply my code of CMC, you will get in 3899. 6208 is iconic. CMC is my code. You apply and you get 5587. So anyone out there, no, you need mentorship support plus. So this is plus my initiative, in which I give you notes also. I give you a lot of material also. This is notes. This is my initiative. So if you apply this iconic subscription, then you get this mentorship plus support from me, 5587. Optional, anyone having geography can reach me out, 2292 per month. CMC, if you apply, it is 2063 per month. And the batches have already started. 23rd, we are also, I think today only we are launching with these batches. You can enjoy these, and your friends, relatives, anyone who want to join this can do so. CMC is my code. And you can reach your dreams. No, we have got the best of the educators here. We have the good desk running by 1:1 live mentorship. A lot of things are already happening here. You can try to see this. Unacademy store is already opened up now. You can go and visit there. Plus score booster test series is running by, so you can have this 15 question 15 minutes. You can click in the description to enroll. 10 a.m. it happens, and free mega test series is also there. 15 question 15 minutes. The Hindu is on Wednesday, CSAT is on Saturday. That would be all from my side. Let's meet tomorrow. Thank you so much. Take care. Jai Hind. And I wish you will be learning a lot of things. And we are going to really embark upon this successful journey, I would say. Fine. So do share. Please do like this if you are feeling that this is important. I want you to reach it to maybe a lot of people. And I have just started one thing. That comment box there below this video is not for anything else, but that is my promise wall. I would want you to write down that you are going to promise me to crack this examination, and before cracking, you just promise me one thing, that you will prepare well genuinely. So that would be all from my side. Thank you so much. Take care. Jai Hind.